Good morning, everybody, or it's morning for me anyway. This is the page that I didn't like. I like it now. You know, I was going to do a mixed media art on here, but I was going to do paints and things, and I thought, now that don't fit a sewing theme, right? So what I did was I put some of this sewing tissue paper on and some flowers and a little bit of stencil and a little bit of doily here. I like that. I think that'll be fun to write on. I still don't like the outside, but hey, you know, that's okay. It's gonna open like that. Anyway, that's what we have for that now. We're gonna let that set aside. And I know I said we were gonna do that journal today, put it together, and I'm still gonna try to do that. But before we do, remember this bicycle, and we had a page that had a bicycle on it. I don't remember where that was, but I remember us having a page that had a bicycle on it. So I want to make a tag out of this really quick before we start putting that journal together. Oh, and I also wanted to do some sewing on some of the pages before we put it together, because that's easier to do than while the pages are not sewn together. But after we sew it together, then it's going to be really hard to do any sewing on there. And I didn't even clean up from yesterday, as you can see. All right, so I've got this. And I think what I'm going to do is sew that right up there like that and make this into a pocket. So I'm going to cut this off right here really quick. And I'm trying to hurry so that we can get the journal put together. And there's a lot to that journal. We just might not make it today. I don't know. We shall see. We'll get started on it, even if we don't. Okay, so I'm going to put that right there. Don't like that, but that's going to be covered up, I think. All right, let's glue this down. I wish I'd have thought to go by and get me a book like this. Because let me show you why. I also have to hurry because I don't think the baby's gonna sleep long. All right. So when you get done and that's still sticky and you're ready to go to the next page, you just fold it over like that. All right, let's get this down. All right. Now, I want to leave enough for that lace to be sewed onto, so I'm going to do it about right there. This out of my way. Put the top back on. Okay, I don't know if this angle is going to work or not, but we'll give it a try. It's the best I can do. Let's put it that way for now, and be in a hurry to try to get the journal done. So I'm just going to do a single stitch right across here. Let's see here. Let's increase our stitches a little bit. Oh, went a little too far. That's okay. All right. And I think I'm going to leave the string on there. That's cute, right? It'd be a cute pocket. So now we have a pocket. I think I will do a zigzag. Let's see. Let's increase that a little. And I think our zigzag is on 4. Let's see how this turns out. I'm going to turn it. Let's pick that up, stick that under there, didn't catch, and try it again. right. And I'm going to leave my strings because I like them. If y'all haven't noticed yet, I like a messy journal, okay? All right, so there is our pocket. We're going to use that as a pocket. Now, this one. I really want to go around it, but I want some different color. What have I got in here? I got brown. I think we'll do that. I think we'll change this out to brown real quick. That on there. And we will, if I can thread the eye of this, we'll be in business. Of all this light that I've got on it, and I still can't see it too good. All right. Pull up that bobbin thread. Yeah, she's not gonna sleep today. All right, let's start right here. All right, I want a single stitch, but I want it to be wide. All right, here we go. I'm gonna leave my strings again. Cute, huh? All right, what else do we have? We did that one. This one was sewed. Do I wanna go around this one? Circles are kind of hard. I think I'll leave that one. I'm not gonna do that one. Oh, I definitely wanna do this one. Okay, and we will do a zigzag on this one. Let's see. Okay, let's decrease that. Let's see how that looks. All right, that's got those. And I'm gonna speed some of this up so that we can get to the journal today. And because I'm also in a hurry because I don't think the baby's gonna sleep long today. So let's speed this up. I love it. I love it. Okay, that's done. Here's another piece of that. I think I'm gonna sew on this real quick, and we might use it as a pocket. Just a random piece there. All right, let's get our journal out because I want some of those sewed. Let's see, do I want some? I think it'd be cute on this one. Actually, let's see. Let's do something like, Okay, I think that's all the sewing I'm gonna do for now. And I can do more later if I absolutely have to. But let's get started on this journal. All right, I'm gonna go through and make sure that all my signatures are right side up like I want them. I don't think I have any in here that need to be. Yeah, I do too, don't I? Okay. Okay. All right, and that's our back. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is get a needle. I have a needle in here. Let's try, not that one. I need one a little bit sharper than that. That one's quite big, but let's grab some thread behind me. It doesn't matter what kind, what color. Here's some purple though. And we are going to put these together. Really quickly. All right. Now, let me put you on pause while I get a punching tool. All right, and all is what I was trying to think of. And then I'm going to find the center of my signature, and I want that one to be in the center. And actually, I don't even have to do that, actually. I don't even have to use that, really. I could just, well, I'm going to this one anyway because I want that bag to stay in the center. So I'm going to go ahead and make a 3-hole pamphlet stitch in this one. And it doesn't matter where because they're not going to show. So just punch them. Don't let go of your paper. We're going to go through there. Actually, I want to go on the other side. I let loose. I let loose. Okay. That's all right. We can fix it. We can fix it one page at a time if we have to. Okay. Now let's straighten our pages up. And we're going to go out this one. And like I say, it doesn't matter if they're straight or not because you're not going to see them. But we have to put together every signature so that it doesn't come apart. And I just want this one done because, like this, because I want that bag to be in the center. Now when you're tying a 3-hole pamphlet stitch and you get to the tying part in the middle, you want a string on each side so that it holds this middle string down. And then we're just going to tie a quick knot. I'm going to chop that off right there. Get me a new piece of thread real quick. Thread this up. And then I will fast forward while I do the rest of these. But let me show you really quickly how I'm going to do the rest of them. I'm just going to open them up. I don't think I have any more that I want centered. Well, I kind of do. I have these envelopes. I forgot about that. And I do want them centered. But let me show you what to do. If you don't have anything that you want to keep in the center, and you don't want it to slide like this after you get it bound, then you're going to have to do the 3-hole pamphlet stitch. But if you don't have anything that you don't want to stay in the center, then you can simply wrap this string around it and tie it, okay? But I want that envelope to stay in place, right in the center. So I'm gonna have to do a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. I cannot get through there with that. All right, so we will do it really quickly. And like I said, you don't have to be perfect because you're not gonna see it. On the back side, you're not gonna see it. Now you might see it on the front side a little bit. Okay. We want one string on each side. Pull it snug. And tie a simple knot. And I'll tell you something else that I think I want to do while I'm at it. See, now that's not going to slide up and down. Something else I want to do while I'm at it. Hold on. I think I'm going to put some masking tape down this. Boy, that's some strong masking tape. I can't even tear that stuff. Right over those strings, just because I want the strings to stay down. I'll cut that off. All right. And that kind of feels kind of thin. Did I miss some pages in this one? I think I did. That's all right. We're not going to worry about it. Okay, give me this one back. I want to do the same thing to that one. Just kind of want those strings under that tape. And you're not going to see that, don't forget. All right. Now, do I have an envelope in this one? Because if I don't, well, I have this thing. Oh, that's to be glued in. Okay, this one does not have one. So we can simply take a piece of thread, cut that, put that right in the center, turn it over, and tie it. Now, don't pull too tight because you'll rip the top of your pages, but you want it pretty snug. There you go. And I got it too tight. Oh, well, I'm not worried about it. Like I said, I like mine to get worn and everything. All right. I want my little threads out because I like them. I'm going to put this down here. Throw that back in there. All right, let's see what this one's got in it. That one's got an envelope that I want to be in the middle. So I'm going to put it in the middle. And then this one's going to have to be a pamphlet stitch. So let me get some more yarn. And I am trying to hurry. All right. Approximately in the middle. Come out. Open that up. Pull it snug. One on each side. Okay, what do we got going on here? Okay. Oh no, y'all. I just realized the music stopped. She'll probably wake up. That little girl is bougie. She's got to have music to sleep to. Should I go start it or not? Maybe not. I'm not going to do any more sewing. Maybe she'll stay asleep. Okay, that one's done. Get my needle over here. That's not long enough. Is there anything in here? Yes, there's an envelope. Okay. It's all right. Let's get some more thread. Let me get those out of my way. There's another one. Whoop! Trying to hurry, I make mistakes, y'all. You know what I wish we had? My daughter-in-law just went back to work. We don't have any factories. That's long. Oop! Hot it up on me. We don't have any factories anymore. Now we have a couple around here, but let me tell you something. I just think they're so wrong. They do not have heat or air for their employees. Well, how do you expect to keep employees if you don't have air conditioning in the summer or heat in the winter? They literally freeze to death or burn up. They have actually carried people out of those factories on a stretcher because they've had heat strokes. I think it ought to be illegal to make people work in those conditions. But people try, and they really do try to do it because it's the best paying jobs around here. And look, we're living in times where it's just getting harder and harder. You know, people have got to, they got to make the money somehow. You can't live off minimum wage hardly anymore. I mean, you know what I mean? So I wish they had more factories, but of course they all went overseas because it's cheaper labor over there. I wish they would be forced to come back, to tell you the truth. But I used to work in a sewing factory, and I really liked it. Now, I don't mind being inside. I kind of like being inside, actually. But I was good with my hands. And there's another bag, doggone. I was good with my hands, so I could make production easily. You know, I don't think this string's long enough. I would have production by noon, you know, so I made good money in a factory. Usually sewing factories is what I worked at, but I think I'm a little hoarse from having yelling contests with my granddaughter. She likes to holler at me. She's so funny. So I'll holler back at her. We just holler. Okay. All right, so I'll tell y'all a story. Kind of sad. Don't mean for it to be. But, you know, I told you my daddy was real strict. And I didn't get to go to other kids' houses and play and things like that, you know. So all I had was the animals. They were my friends, right? And I was lonely as a kid. My mama didn't have a lot to do with me. She just wasn't, I don't know. She wasn't a kid person. And some people aren't. But anyway, I was pretty lonely as a kid. And my daddy brought home this Doberman. Let me know if you have a Doberman. I've thought about getting one. I don't know a lot about them, though. But from my one and only experience, I think they're good dogs. Anyway, one day, my daddy came home with this Doberman Pinscher. And she wasn't real big, but she wasn't real small either. I thought she was the sweetest thing in the world. But she had been abused. And nobody could pet her, according to the owner. Well, my daddy thought that he could. He thought he could break her, and get her affection. Well, she absolutely would not come to him. But guess who she came to? She came to me. And I think because that dog had been abused, and I just felt like, as a little kid, I felt like she understood me. You know what I mean? I felt like she was lonely too. And I thought, she understands me. She doesn't have a friend. And she would come to me. And she just became instantly my best friend in the whole wide world. All right, we have those done. And I just loved her so much. And I would go outside, and she would come to me, and I would just lay in the grass with her under the tree and just talk to her and talk to her and talk to her. And, and then Daddy come home one day, and because she wouldn't come to him, he got rid of her. And I was so heartbroken. I was just devastated because I just really felt like that dog related to me. You know what I mean? You know what I want to do with this? I wish I had some seam binding. You know how on a quilt it has an edge on it like this, all the way around it? I want to do this to the front of my journal, and I want to use material. So if I used, let's see, I've got some bigger pieces, but I'm thinking about putting a border all the way around it like that. What do you think? What's the worst that can happen? I have to take it back off? Exactly. So that's what we're going to do. But I won't do it now. We're going to put this journal together. I just had that idea. But animals do seem to like me a lot. All right, we're going to start on the back cover. Well, if I don't do it now, y'all, I won't be able to do it. Maybe I'll just do it to the front cover and not do it to the back cover. What do you think? No, if I do it on the back cover, I want it on the front cover. Or, if I do it on the front, I want it on the back. All right. This blue doesn't look good. What else have I got down here? No. What have I got? Should I use paper? I have purple, but that don't really go with that. I have a lot of this pink. That would go okay. That's a lot of work I'm talking about doing, isn't it? It'd be okay if we... Or I could just fold it like that. We could glue it later and not have to sew it. Then I got to make mitered corners and all of that stuff. How about I forfeit that for now, and we'll work on, because what you do to make this journal lay completely open is you glue this to the back page. And you leave a space. So like you want to run your glue right down through here and leave, I don't know, ½ an inch unglued. And you glue that to it. Nice and even like that. And then you glue each page to the front and back. Like that. So I think I will leave that, and we'll start with this one. And I'm going to use this Aqua Liquid Glue, Tombow Aqua Mono Liquid Glue. Because, remember I said it gives you a little bit of time to move things around? And that's what I want to do. And, oh no, I forgot something. I forgot something major, y'all. Okay. All right. I messed up. I messed up big time. But remember I said you can fix most mistakes? You know what I did? If I glue this to this, and this one to this one, all these pretty cover pages are going to be hidden. And this is the first page you're going to see. We can't have that. So I'm going to have to go through and cut these strings and rebind them. So I can turn, well, I'll do one for you. So that I can turn this around. Are we going to be able to get this off? Oh yeah. Nope. Nope. Okay. It's okay because it's not going to matter anyway. It's on the spine, right? And it's not going to show. Yes, it is going to show on the inside. Well, fiddly dee. Let's see if I can get this off if I'm really, really careful. You know what? If I took some heat to it, it would come right off. But also, if you go really slow, it'll come off. But I think I'll put some heat on the other ones, just a little dab of heat, so that they'll come off a little quicker. That's what I get for trying to rush today. I just can't. I can't rush. I'm too old to rush. I make mistakes now. Darn it. Darn it. Getting old is rough. Getting old is rough. Okay, and I don't mind that. And if I did, I could always do this number right here. And there we go. Tone it back a little bit. All right, let me show you what we're going to do. We took out our string. We have to turn this like this. And restring it. And then do the same with this one. Turn it, you know, where it's facing so that we're gluing the white side so that when you open it up, you see that side, okay? So I'm going to fast forward through all of this for you so you don't have to watch me restring it, okay? I might edit it out altogether. I don't know yet. All right, I got them all turned around so that the pretty side is on the inside and the white is on the outside. Now, if you've got double-sided paper, then your biggest decision is what pretty side you want to show and what side you want to cover up. So anyway, we have these. We're going to start with the back. And we're going to put glue on this. And like I said, excuse me, we are going to use this Tombow Mono glue business. And we're going to glue this so that we can move it if we need to. Because the first one's pretty easy to do, but then the rest of them, if you use, depending on the glue you use, if it dries fast, it's hard to get it lined up just right. So that's why I'm using this glue. Okay, so then we're just gonna put this one right down on top, just like that. There we go, and mash it down. And now see, we have that one. And my pages are sticking out a little bit, I notice. I'm not sure that I care, but since this one's just gonna be so easy, I'm just gonna do like that right there. I might keep that handy. I might be able to do the rest of them like that. Okay. Okay. And see, we've left a little space there. All right, let's do the next one. Again, staying away from the edge. lay this one right on top like that. That's gonna have to slide over just a little bit. Open it up, find your back page. And then you can line them up with that glue so that they're perfectly aligned. All right, there we go. And you gotta find the front again. Oh my goodness, let's see. There we go. It's because of that tape that I couldn't find it. All right, let me stick that in there out of the way. I don't like that. Okay. All right. Just feel like that's not lining up good, but it's fine. It's fine. All right, the next one. Okay. And I am not going to open this one up. I'll tell you a story about my husband. He was, oh, the princess ain't happy today. She's teething. Here she comes. She was watching Dancing Fruits, but now here she comes. Anyway, a quick story about my husband. He was working on the house and it had stairs in it. And he was running up and down those stairs, up and down those stairs, up and down those stairs. And I was cleaning the house. Well, we had a, come on princess, I'm right here. We had sliding glass doors in the kitchen. And you had to go through the kitchen to go outside to, I guess, cut the wood that he was cutting. Anyway, he's running up and down them stairs, up and down those stairs. And he came down them stairs after I had just cleaned those doors. And I had shut the doors to clean them, right? You know, I didn't think about it. And he smacked into those doors so hard. Y'all, I don't know how the doors kept from breaking. And I don't know how he kept from knocking himself out. Bless his heart. But I mean, he smacked them and smacked them hard. And then another day while he was working upstairs, he was gone. He went to work. Well, the house was tore apart upstairs because we were redoing the rooms, remodeling them. And so my two 9-year-old boys at the time decided they were going to go upstairs and play in the attic. And all of a sudden, I'm washing dishes, and all of a sudden I hear this loud crash. And I turn around and look behind me, and in the dining room, or it was actually like a den that was off of the kitchen right behind me, and I could see. And we had a couch in there, a little love seat. And I turned around and looked, and there's my son coming through the ceiling. And then my stepson, here he comes running down the stairs. Dad, Dad, Dad. And I'm standing right there in the kitchen, but he just bypassed me, I mean to tell you. He went running for his daddy, run outside. Stephen had fell through the ceiling, he said. Stephen fell through the ceiling, Stephen fell through the ceiling. It was the funniest thing. He was fine because he landed on that couch, but it was funny as heck. And then another day, he was working upstairs. And I was making hard candy. Must have been close to Christmas time because that's the only time I make that hard candy. And I was making cinnamon. Because he's not a big, he likes cinnamon, but you know, it'll kind of take your breath away sometimes. Well, if you've ever used that Lorraine oil and made candy, it's really, really strong. You know what I mean? So anyway, he's upstairs making that candy, and you know, heat rises. And he had the door open to the upstairs. And I was making that candy, and I dumped that Lorraine oil into that hot sugar mixture. And it went zoom right up them stairs, I'm here to tell you. And he hollers, he says, "Oh my God, what are you trying to do? Make me pass out?" It was so funny, y'all. I said, "No." I said, "What's wrong?" He said, "That cinnamon is powerful stuff." Oh, it was funny. And then another day he was working on those same stairs upstairs. And my son came tumbling, my youngest son came tumbling down them stairs on his noggin. Oh man, there was a lot of adventures on that stairwell, let me tell you. All right, now, you can see your spine, right? Let me get it in the frame. You can see your spine. Little bitty girl, you come back here. You come back here. Don't you go in that bathroom. No, you come here. Let me grab her and shut the bathroom door. You come here. Gigi gonna get you. You better come back out of there. You know you're not supposed to be in there, little girl. Come on, Gigi, give you something to play with. Come on. Come on. Here, come play with this bunny rabbit. Come eat it. All right, anyway, it's got an open spine, right? And it's kind of accordion. And because we didn't glue right in there. And that's what's going to give it the ability, look at there, to lay completely flat on the table to write on. So much easier. But who wants an open spine, right? And you can kind of see the strings and the tape and all. So we get to cover that. And I decided not to go around the edge, at least not right now, and put that border on that I was telling you about. But I think I am going to use this material to cover this spine up like that. And I think it'll be really cute. So we're going to cut us a piece to go on there. But isn't that nice? And I mean, you can just, it just falls completely flat open. I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm gonna love this journal, y'all. All right, so we're gonna cut a piece. And when you put your material on the spine, you want it to have that give right there. You don't wanna close it like that, because if you do that, you're gonna lose your accordion and it's not gonna lay flat. It's gonna be just like another journal, and it's not gonna open. See how it's gonna do? So you want it to relax and have that accordion effect. So when you put your material on there, put it on there loosely. Let that fan open however it wants to, and then just lay your material over it loosely like that. All right, so let's cut us a piece. I'm thinking this journal's about 2.5 inches. Oh no, I'm way off. I can't get, well, this ruler, it is almost 2 inches. So if I want 1 inch overhang on each side, and then I'm going to put a little, I'm going to turn it under a little bit. So I want a 4-inch piece of material. Let's just write that down because I'll forget in 5 minutes. 4 inches wide. And then we want, what was it, 8 inches? Yeah. 8 inches long. I can't write. And actually I want it to be 9 inches long so that I can put a little hem in it. So 4 by 9. All right, let's do a 4 by 9 piece of material. She's in the cabinet now, y'all. She's gonna get her something to eat. Her gonna get her something to eat. Oh, aren't you? What did I say, 4x9? Little girl, you gonna get you something to eat? Are you starving? She's always hungry. That little girl can put some food away, let me tell you. Uh-oh, what'd you get? So it's right there on that line of that material. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. And I got me some decent scissors out. Are you having pasta? She says. I guess that means yes. She's not sleeping today. We think she's teething her incisors. I'll fold that up in a little while. I think she's doing her incisors. Oh, I was going to tell y'all a heat gun on that masking tape. Just warm it up. Don't get it too hot. Warm it up a little bit. And I don't think that lid can come off of that. And that tape came right off, let me tell you. I wonder if I can crease this. And not have to go get the iron out. I really don't want to get the iron out. And I used to have one of them little bitty irons. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell y'all my story. Really it's kind of a long story. The one about why I sold all my crafts and bought a camper. So I might have to save that for a little later. Okay, same thing on the other side. But anyway, I took Jill to get her groomed today. Okay, I'll tell you that story. That one's funny. So we had a collie. I've always had collies. And my collie died just about Christmas time one year. And come summer, my son, and he was busy getting ready to go off to the Marines, so I don't know what he was thinking. He told me later he was doing it for me, but I don't know. So anyway, he calls me from Walmart. He'd gone to town for me. My kids, look, that's what's great. When your kids get to be teenagers, man, they'll do anything to drive a car. You can send them to Walmart all day long if you need something. It's so funny. Is it funny-o? Is it funny-o? Anyway, so he calls me from Walmart. Mama, oh mama, this lady's got these dogs down here. They're so cute. Can we get one, Mama? They're so cute. I said, no, son, I don't want another dog right now. And I don't want a mutt. I want another collie. But Mama is so cute. Mama, please, I'll take care of it. I'll walk it. I'll get up in the middle of the night and take it out to walk to go potty. Do y'all believe that? Do y'all really believe that? I knew it. I don't know why I fell for it. I knew you wouldn't. So anyway, ain't that right, O.C.? Anyway, so I said, I'll be there in a minute. So I went up there to see these dogs. And I wound up picking this one. She was the only one that was blonde. All the others looked like Border Collies. And I asked her, I said, what kind of dog are they? She said, they're half Border Collie and half Blue Heeler. And I told David, I said, no, David. I said, Blue Heelers are not kid-friendly a lot of times. I said, they are a very one-person dog. And they're protective. You know, I just don't want a Blue Heeler. I kind of know their personality a little bit. And they're harder to train because they're just kind of strong-willed. But Mama, please, Mama, and I don't know why I give in to my kids half the time the way I do. But I did. I gave in. And we bring this dog home. Well, of course, guess who does all the doggone taking it out at night and all this stuff. Oh, and his other thing was, oh, Mama, I can take it to the Marines with me. I said, no, you can't. Yes, I can, Mama. They allow for dogs now. I said, I don't believe it. No, of course they didn't. He just wanted the dog. So I wound up taking care of the dog. And I have to admit that that dog was a whole lot of comfort to me when he went off to the Marines, because it like killed me. I worried myself sick. He left in the middle of a snowstorm, and I just worried myself sick. I haunted the internet constantly looking for pictures of him. There was a guy there at base, at basic training, and he was taking pictures of the Marines, and I would just, you know, constantly online looking for pictures of him. And then I'd go to the mailbox every day hunting for pictures, letters from him, and that was the greatest thing in the world. So, but anyway, it was really hard for me when he left for the Marines. I was worried, and he's not my favorite. I don't have a favorite child. I don't care what my kids tell you. I don't have a favorite kid. I love different things about each of them. But David is the one that I had the most fun with because he jokes the most. I mean, he's just a jokester. And so I really missed him. But I also missed Jacob too, because he would come in and talk to me. And I loved that about him. He would sit on my bed and just talk to me, especially when I was feeling bad and I was in a lot of pain because I have fibromyalgia. He would just come sit on my bed and just chit-chat with me and tell me his dreams, and I just loved that. But anyway, so David goes off to the Marines, and that dog was a lot of comfort to me because I've always had a dog for comfort. And now you see I'm not mashing down on this. I don't want it to. Now I'm going to mash down just to hold that down and make a good connection. And then he comes home, he says, I'm going to take the dog with me. I said, no, you're not. I don't know where you got that idea. You're not taking that dog nowhere. I've done attached to her by then. Look, doesn't that look nice, y'all? That looks so nice. And I will decorate that some more. All right. So anyway, he thinks he's going to take this dog off. I said, no, I'm done attached to her now. You ain't taking her nowhere. Do I want some of this over it or under it? I think I want it over it. I think I'll put it over it. All right. Anyway, so she'd been through a lot with me. She, you know, some dogs can sense a lot of stuff. Well, when my husband passed away, she knew it. And she was very depressed when he passed away. She laid on his bed the first night. And then after that, she just wasn't herself. And I had to take her to the vet, and they was going to put her on Prozac. And I said, well, it had been about 2 weeks since he had passed away. I said, let's give her just a few more days. I got to get rid of that. It's gunked up. And sure enough, about another week, she came out of it. And then 6 months later, my mama passed away, and she was here. And when my mama was about to pass, Jill came in the room. She loved my mama too. She really loved my mama. But anyway, she comes in the room, and she looked at my mama, and then she came and got in my lap. And then that was the exact time my mama passed away. So it was really sad. So her and I have been through a lot together, a lot, and more than that even. But I'm really gonna be a mess when I lose her, I'll tell you. But that's what animals do for us, you know. They become family, and we become very attached to them, don't we? If you have a pet, share with me in the comments. I would love to hear about your pet, something special about your pet, or how much your pet means to you, because they sure mean a lot to me. I'm going to leave that like that. I like that a lot. I like it. All right, I'm going to end this video here today because the little girl is going to get fussy on me again. I need to feed her a snack, and then she's going to be ready for a nap, and I have groceries coming. So I'm going to stop here, and we will do some more decorating on the inside in the next video, okay? Thanks so much for watching and sticking through this video with me. I hope you're enjoying the storytelling. It's not going to be all my stories. I will have other stories. But I'm just kind of starting out with stories about me, just to help you get to know me a little bit and for us to connect. So I hope you're enjoying them. And I'll see you in the next video, all right? Take care, and I'll see you soon.